So I taught the grip like this for years, and now I regret it because it simply wasn't working. So I developed a new process, and I even incorporated a Ben Hogan secret. I'm going to show you today what that new process is. Now, how we grip the golf club is really important because it's the one thing that attaches us to the golf club. So the first step in the new process is to just let your arms kind of hang. Just let them kind of hang naturally. And what you'll notice, and the first thing I want you to look for, is when you look down at your hand, just let them stand here normal, relax shoulders, and let them fall to your side. Just go ahead and look down at your lead hand. And what I want you to be aware of is how many knuckles do you see when you look down. As I look down there right now, I can see about 1 to maybe barely 2 knuckles. Now some of you, your hands might fall like this, and you might look down and say, well geez, Todd, I see 4. Some might be more like this. You say, I don't really hardly see any. Put it in the comments. How many actually knuckles do you see when you look down at your hands there? Now, why is that important? Well, because just the way we're made, the way we're built, we all kind of have a little bit of a different fall to our hands. So when we go ahead and let our arm fall, and we first of all grip the club on the side like this, we're starting from a more natural position. So if you go ahead and grip it on the side like this, just let your arm hang, and I'm just going to go ahead and bring it up front. That's about what I see. I see about 2 knuckles, and when I let my hand just kind of fall here, that's about what I see. So that's the first step in the process, is just go ahead and let your arms kind of hang, let them fall to the side. Go ahead and grip it naturally, bring it up front, and you should see about the same number of knuckles that you saw earlier. Now the next step that I want you to do, and this is why I grip the club on the side now, and I teach my students this versus up front, is when we grip it on the side, and you'll see this from down the line view here, if you're holding the club correctly, and you're holding it maybe down in your fingers, you should be able to hinge it a little bit. Now how and why am I able to do that? Well, when you position, I'm gonna just kind of move it out front here so my main man, Nick, can you see this here? All right, Nick gave me a thumbs up. Make sure you give us a thumbs up, and be sure to tell us where you're from, all right? We love hearing where you're from. Put that in the comments. Now I'm just gonna move it out front here so you can kind of see this, but you're gonna do it on the side when we actually do the process. But when you grip it, make sure that the pad is on the top. And notice how I'm kind of holding it down here in my fingers. When the pad is on the top and you're holding it in your fingers, you're going to be able to hinge it very easily. Now, why is that important? Well, one of the ways we create club head speed is to learn to hinge or leverage the club. This club is going to start on the ground, but somehow it's got to get up there. And one of the ways we do that, of course, in the vertical line swing is the direction of the lead arm, and we talk about this in our book, The Bad Lie, and all those types of things. But the other way is simply hinging it. Okay, the hinging motion raises the club up. So let's go back to the process. Here we go, shoulders relaxed, arms on the side. I'm gonna grip it over here. I'm gonna make sure that the pad is on the top, and I'm gonna go ahead and give it a couple hinges, and now I know that's in a good spot. Next up we're gonna do is we're just gonna bring it up front. Now, why do we bring it up front? Well, because I want to make sure that the club face is nice and square to my target line. The easiest way, quite honestly, to see it is when the club is right up here at eye level. I might even close one of my eyes and kind of look at it with my dominant eye and make sure it's nice and square. So here we go, relax. Let's go through the process. I relax the shoulders. I grip it on the side. I give it 1 hinge, 2 hinges to make sure I've got it in my fingers, and the pad on top, bring it up front. Make sure that the club face is nice and square. Then I'm just going to go ahead and add my trail hand in. Now, as you add your trail hand in, what you're going to simply do, see how I'm doing this? I just kind of slide right on the golf club. My palm just faces the target. Simple. And I kind of grip it down here in the fingers. You can overlap, you can interlock, you can 10-finger. There's a lot of different ways to do that underneath here, and we'll talk about that in different videos. We cover some of that, but for today's purposes in the process, boom, right there. So let me go through it from beginning to end, and then we're going to talk about the Ben Hogan tip. So on the side, relax shoulders, pad on top, 1, 2, bring it up front. Oh, club face looks nice and square. Trail hand comes in, hold it in the fingers, palm facing the target. I am locked and ready to go. The Ben Hogan secret has to do with the thumb. When we grip the golf club, we can have what we call a long thumb. See that? See how my thumb is long? Or I can have a short thumb. Long, short. See the difference right there? What do you want? You want a short thumb. The short thumb is best. When we have a long thumb, a couple things happen. When the thumb is long, number one is it kicks the club more up into the palm. We don't want that because we can't hinge it. Remember how we got to get it up there. Number two is when we get to the top, if we have a long thumb, the club tends to drop and get loose at the top and almost kind of fall out of our grasp or out of our fingers. So when we grip it over here, I want you to make sure that I'll go ahead and do it out front so Nick can see it. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that that thumb is short. And when it's short, that's gonna allow me to hinge it and get it correctly. Now that you understand the new process on how to grip the golf club, check out my next video. And if you want to personally work with us on your golf game, check out vlscoaching.com.